Good afternoon. Welcome back at COP25 with our series of live interviews from the Italian pavilion. It's a busy week here in Madrid as more delegates and negotiators are arriving for this crucial final week of negotiations. And today I'm very pleased to be here with a special guest, Tiahoga Ruge. Welcome, Tiahoga.
Well, very nice to be with you here.
Thank you, thank you. Tiahoga is the coordinator of Earth Day Network Mexico, and today she will talk to us about what Earth Day in Mexico is doing, especially to advance climate education. I know, Tiahoga, that there was a very important change in the regulations and at the law and policymaking level when it comes to climate education in Mexico, and that was possible also thanks to grassroots engagement and the engagement of the civil society, right?
Yes, exactly. More than 20 NGOs got together and started a movement called World Environmental Education, Educación Ambiental Mundial. And we worked very closely with the new government, and we changed the constitution so that in the constitution it's now mandatory to have environmental education. And in the new education law, we introduced also environmental education as mandatory for teachers and for all students at all levels.
This is wonderful, and it's very important also in terms of relations and new announcements. As we know, Italy recently has also announced that climate education will become, starting September 2020, mandatory and part of all school curricula. So it's a very good opportunity for more countries to work together on climate education.
Exactly. I think it is very important that Italy and Mexico are joining together to bring this initiative, because environmental education has been around for a long time. We had the decade of education for sustainable development of UNESCO, but then you depend on each government if they like it or not. So to change the constitution is basic, so that this is something that will stay forever. Because if we don't educate the young, if we don't get real knowledge-based, science-based knowledge to students, it will be very difficult to change. We need to understand what is going on in the planet in order to do changes.
Absolutely. Tiahoga, can you tell us a little bit more about the overall plans for the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which will be on the 22nd of April 2020, right?
Yes, of course. Besides environmental education, we are working with all governors around the country. It's 32 states. So in each one of the states there will be a big event. Also, we are working with media, and also in Mexico City we hope to have a very big event with artists and in the museums. So we really hope that Earth Day 2020 will be very big in Mexico.
Which is also very important, because I know Earth Day Network is very active when it comes to using the arts as a tool to engage and connect with not just global youth but global citizens around the world. And I know you are a distinguished film producer, right? And so what do you think the role of cinema and the arts in general is in advancing climate action?
Well, we have joined with Cinema Planeta, which is part of the Green Film Network.
And we had Eleonora Izunza on last Friday here, so.
Exactly, and on the 22nd of April we will do a big event with Cinema Planeta, because it is opening exactly one day before. So we will have a special day, the whole week actually. This whole next Cinema Planeta will be dedicated to Earth Day. That's
wonderful. Tiahoga, your message to the young audience watching, what's needed? And also going back to climate education. I know there will be an event a press conference, right, here at the COP25. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, tomorrow there will be a press conference precisely with the Minister of Mexico and of Italy to call
education ministers.
Yes,
right?
the education ministers, exactly. And we will call for an action for all governments around the world to bring this as mandatory in the school system and in the whole educational system. And also we hope that the next COP in Glasgow will be dedicated to environmental education. And for the young, I would say, study as much as possible. Try to really understand environment. It is a very complex issue. It's not so simple to understand. And I have found that it is an everyday learning that we have to do, reading, doing research, and really understanding so that we can take the right actions in our daily lives.
Thank you so much, Tiahoga, for joining us today. We are live from COP25 in Madrid. Continue to follow the conversation using hashtag COP25 We Are Action and C4C Live. Right now, we will have an interview that we recorded with the University of Siena, and I will be back with our next guest in just a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia.